Yesterday, September 7th, 2023, the NFL season kicked off and the Detroit Lions upset the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. Of course, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year, Super Bowl 57. But anyhow, the first touchdown of the season was scored by Amon-Ra St. Brown. And what a name, Amon-Ra, right? Egyptian sun god. St. Brown, very Catholic. The Catholic Church venerates Peter. Jupiter is what Thursday is named after. Jupiter, what Thursday is named after. What Zeus is named after. Jesus. Jupiter, Zeus. Thursday is very special. And we talk about the rituals with the NFL and Thursday every year. And understand the name Amon-Ra in Greek mythology is also connected to Jupiter. So we're going to put together what a perfect script this was for the Lions to have this man, number 14, score the first touchdown of the season for the NFL in KC in the 104th NFL season. And again, from his name to his date of birth, how perfect this entire ritual is. Of course, last night during the game, the NFL unveiled its new is the NFL scripted commercial with, of course, the funny man from Key and Peele. We talked about that earlier today. But again, while the NFL's making fun of the idea of being scripted, look again. Here is the evidence that it absolutely is. So number 14, Amon-Ra St. Brown, first touchdown of the entire season. Always a little milestone. And again, he does it in KC. Now notice, in GEMATRIA, the practice of coding numbers into words, NFL's 14, the letters KC, just using the alphabetic order. K is the 11th letter, C is the 3rd. 11 plus 3, 14. All year we benefit from knowing that in rigged Major League Baseball where 14 plays very hard in Kansas City. So that's where the game was. But also, Amon-Ra's brother is Osiris. The football player's brother is Osiris, and Osiris is cut into 14 pieces. In the ancient mythology, 14 pieces. There's that number again. And funny enough, NASA's big space mission right now that concludes later this month is also named Osiris right now, so there's probably something more into that in astrology. But where astrology is not my expertise, gematria is something I know a lot about. And notice, Amon-Ra, the football player, his full name is Amon-Ra Julian Heru J. St. Brown. And his full name in gematria equals 104. And again, if you're new here, been educating about this for a long time. Have you just learned this code? You'll see how ritualistic these sports leagues are, how predictable the games are, how you can follow the same patterns, just like how we teach about 35 Thursday every single season, as we'll get to again in a moment. And last year, the Lions get their first win in 35 years in Kansas City in Dan Campbell's 35th game as the head coach of the Lions. What a script. And as we also say, some of these games, it looks like they might be coded in case there's too much money one way. Last night, the insurance plan seemed to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Their next win as a franchise in week 1 was 35, and they happen to be playing on Thursday with that possibility. But anyhow, Amon-Ra Julian Heru J. St. Brown, 104, scores the first touchdown of the 104th NFL season. And of course, the key digits in 104 are the 1 and the 4. 0 is kind of a null value. Again, going back to his jersey number and where this season opened up at. Don't forget State Farm equals 103, like Patrick Mahomes won the 103rd NFL season in the State Farm Stadium doing the State Farm ads. And he went into that Super Bowl with a 10-3 playoff record. But back to this one right here. We'll get to him being 23 years old in 23, and where the typical spelling of Amon-Ra does have a gematria value of 23. We'll talk about that. This happened 47 days before his upcoming birthday, his 24th birthday. Lions has that gematria 24. Next year is 2024. But yeah, we'll get more to his birthday. It's very interesting in light of the name Amon-Ra as well. And just so you can see, just to read, Amon-Ra retained chief importance in the Egyptian pantheon throughout the New Kingdom. Amon-Ra in this period, 16th to 11th centuries BC, held the position of transcendental, self-created creator deity par excellence. He was the champion of the poor or troubled and central to personal piety. With Osiris, Amon-Ra is the most widely recorded of the Egyptian gods. As the deity of the Egyptian empire, Amon-Ra also came to be worshipped outside Egypt. According to the testimony of the ancient Greek historiographers in Libya and Nubia, as Zeus Amon and Jupiter Amon, he came to be identified with Zeus in Greece and Jupiter in Rome. And we're always saying how all roads lead to Rome in the Roman Catholic Church, and what happened in the 16th century with the calendar we're now on, which is the Catholic churches and the English alphabet and the 26-letter standardization, all at the same historical period. But again, Thursday is named after Jupiter. And again, Thursday has the gematria of 35. Again, the relevance of gematria. This is how we discovered 35 Thursday, by being aware of this knowledge. That's why I always, I listen to the people who come and criticize. So like comments that were left about last night, where there was really no room for criticism, but they're like, see, even though you knew it was 35 Thursday, it was still a little bit difficult to call because the Lions had the 35-year upset, or the Chiefs could get the 35th Week 1 win. That's your criticism if you strictly look at this knowledge only for the sake of gambling, which has never been the way I've promoted this knowledge. Yeah, you can benefit from gambling. And just like how yesterday my only financial advice was a small parlay on the Lions with mixing in some player parlays like maybe a David Montgomery touchdown. So again, I educate how to turn a $5 bill into a $100 bill, and also how to be selective. But also, it's about more than gambling. It's about not investing your energy in these rigged outcomes and being provoked. How many Chiefs fans right now are reliving the drops of Tony last night and just can't believe how he just kept dropping everything, even with those grip gloves that seem to catch everything? How did he drop those easy balls? Yeah, maybe the Mahomes pass, the end was a little behind him, but man, it was still easy to catch, and it would have won the game. Fans are torturing themselves right now. The sports fan is such a tortured mind. It's not a good mindset to be in, worshiping and living for these sports leagues that you think are real, and you just can't believe that, oh my God, that happened again. I mean, to be a Detroit Lions fan for the last 50 years, I'm sure a lot of these guys have higher blood pressure and all sorts of ailments just from being Lions fans.